What's up you guys, Max here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the advantages to buying a V6 muscle car over a V8 muscle car. So let's get right into it. Now I want to preface the video by mentioning that obviously if I had the opportunity to have the V8 of the exact same car I have now, obviously I would take that opportunity and I would go for the V8, but there are a few things that are worth noting and some advantages of getting a V6. So if somebody's thinking about buying a V6 muscle car versus a V8 muscle car, I think it's definitely worth watching this video, and there are some things that go into the favor of a V6, so I'm going to be talking about those in this video. Now, the first thing I'm going to be mentioning is going to be the starting price of both of the cars. The MSRPs of a V6 versus a V8, they're going to be different and somewhat significantly different. There could be multiple thousands of dollars in the difference between a V8 and a V6. Now, if you buy a V6 with all the packages versus a V8 that's bare bones, basically with the lowest trim level, obviously you might even find a V6 that's more expensive than a V8 in some cases. But in most cases, if both of the cars have the exact same specs, the V8 is going to be a couple $1,000s more if we're talking about the MSRP. So that's something to know. So buying the V6 will save you money there. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is the gas mileage. Obviously, if you have a V6, a smaller engine than a V8, the gas mileage is going to be better than that V8, so you're going to save money every single week if you have a V6 versus a V8, so that's something to note. It might only be $10, $15, $20 each week. It could be anywhere in that range or even more, or it might not be anywhere close to that, but obviously it depends on what you drive. But that's another thing to keep in mind. The gas mileage is going to be better on the V6, and that adds up. So that is one thing I can say. Having a V6, the gas is not that expensive. It's about $40 a week for me, versus if I had a V8 it could be $50 or $60. I mean, you never know, but that's just my experience with it. And having a muscle car, in my case, hasn't really caused me too much financially when we're talking about the gas price I pay every single week. One of the larger differences when it comes to buying a V6 over a V8 is going to be in the insurance. Now, the insurance could cost you upwards of $100 per month more to own a V8 versus a V6 of the same car. So I would definitely say that that's another thing, that week to week or month to month you're going to be saving a lot of money. So you're going to be saving money on the gas, you're going to be saving money on the insurance, and that adds up. And insurance isn't something you can just pay off. You have to pay that every month regardless. That doesn't go away, or every 6 months or every year, depending on how it's formatted. But it's definitely important to note that that never goes away, and you're always going to be paying that V8 premium. So that's something to keep in mind. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the power difference. Obviously, the 0 to 60 times of the V8 is going to be faster than the V6 of the same exact car, but it is important to note that V6s are still pretty fast in some cases. This Camaro right here has about 312 horsepower and still has a lot of power for just being a V6, so you can still get lots of power and lots of fun if you're buying a V6. It's not like you're getting all show no go in all cases when you buy a V6. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the styling of the car. Now, the styling of the car doesn't really change from the V6 to the V8 all that much, especially when it comes to Mustangs and Camaros. The styling is almost identical in most cases, so you're going to be getting the appearance of a V8, but at the same time you're not going to be paying the price of the insurance and the price of the gas and the initial starting price that a V8 would have. So you're going to be getting a lot of the looks and some of the performance that the V8 may have, and you're just going to be paying a lot less for basically the same appearance. And most car people, if they don't know the difference between badges or anything like that, between like an SS, an RS, GT, just a regular Mustang logo, anything like that, they're pretty much not going to even know that there's a difference. And most people think a lot of these cars have the same engine anyway, so it's not about fooling people, but it's important to note that you're going to be paying a lot less for something that most people are going to perceive as the same anyways. Obviously, like I said, car people are going to know right away for the most part, but you know, if you're just talking about the general population of people, then you shouldn't have a problem, and no one will really even know the difference. Now, if you have the funds for a V8 versus a V6, obviously I would recommend doing it if you can afford the gas, the insurance, the cost of the car itself, and it doesn't bother you. I would always recommend going with the V8. You're going to have a better time, and it'll just be nice knowing that you have the top of the line as far as the engine goes, as far as that car. So that's something that I would like to say. Like, if you do have the money, I would recommend going for the V8, but if you're someone who doesn't really care about the speed of the car and you just want a nice looking car, a V6 would be something that you would want to consider. And also, if you're someone that it's your first car and you're just getting into buying cars or whatever, it's your first car, I would recommend just getting the V6, seeing how you like it. Then later down the line, you can upgrade if that's something you want to do. But at the start, a V6, there's nothing wrong with that. And I would just say that that would be the way to go. I do not own a V8. Obviously, I would like to, but as of now, I have a V6 Camaro and a V6 Mustang. Both of them, they're fine. You know, they get me from A to B, and they're quick enough to still have a little bit of fun in them. So with my personal experience with the Mustang and the Camaro, I would say just there's nothing wrong with that, and I've had a lot of fun with both of them. So, alright, you guys, that's it for this video. Follow me on Instagram if you have the chance. I really would appreciate it at NoLimitMaro11. I post pretty much daily on there, lots of content. I'm always active, so if you want to see some of the content I have on the Camaro, go check it out, and I really would appreciate it. With that being said, that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it was a little educational and you guys were able to learn something about a V6 versus a V8 if you were wondering which one to buy. So, like I said, that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.